Hey everyone, it's bigedude, and welcome to another WhateverCast. And I'm pretty excited about today. And it's just fun. I'm having a really beautiful day. Today is May 4th, 2025. A lot of us over here, we do like the Star Wars Day sometimes. May the 4th be with you, or whatever. And I've had a very interesting 2 weeks. I didn't plan on taking a break, and I'll get into what happened. But there's so many cool things that are going on right now, and I just wanted to just share like what happened. And this is like basically the two things I want to talk about today is like a perfect storm of awesome stuff when you're in the right zone, and where creativity just seems to explode, and then what happens after you have an explosion of creativity, because I've had this happen more than once in my life, where you might be hyperfixated on something, and then something and a product exists from it, like catharsis or whatever. And I had that happen not too long ago, and then there's stuff that happens after it, and then what happened with why I didn't do a WhateverCast last week when I was really expecting to. First off, and also significance or of dates and percentages and nonsense stuff that may only matter to me, but some of you like patterns, some of you don't. Blah 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 blah. Like this is. I don't have to explain anything other than the way I want to explain it, because this is the WhateverCast. It can be whatever it is. And today's backdrop is hydromeda.org, and we are in the Flower Works, the Flower Fireworks. And today I'm expecting a 33-minute and 33-second-ish sort of episode, and all that good stuff. But anyways, so I want to talk about how the bigedude thing just fell down out of nowhere. I was like, what the heck? Stop doing that. I don't want to have to buy another thing already. Oh my goodness. I've moved this up and down a bunch of times, and I really, that was funny. Anyway. It derailed me, but that's okay. Some of the stuff that happened over the last 2 weeks derailed me, definitely. And that's perfect for what I want to talk about today. It's just funny. Sometimes things just seem to be really serendipitous a lot recently. Like just some things. Like, for example, everything that I'm talking about happened on like the first part, where this creative energy and whatever happened on April 21st, 2025. And where I was mentally that day, I woke up and I felt amazing energy. I had one of the best weekends ever. I watched, both nights of WrestleMania. I had wonderful times with my family for Easter, and one of the really cool people that I enjoy watching had returned to streaming and stuff after a move and a hiatus and stuff. So like all the I had so much positive energy in my world. Like everything was just so cool. And I remember waking up on the April 21st, and also, which may or may not be of significance. For example, I've talked about before of the importance of August 21st, because so many creative things have come out of me on that day, and that is a third of the way, or 0.33 or 33%. We don't know where this is going. Remaining of a year to my birthday. My birthday is December 21st. So obviously, on April 21st, it was 51.333333 days, years old. And I woke up feeling amazing. And I had decided I was going to do one of the word games streams that I hadn't done in almost a month at that point. Because sometimes in streaming and stuff, when you do a lot of things that a lot of people like, it's hard to keep everybody happy in that way. But the thing is, it's like I've gotten to the point where I'm never going to keep everybody happy. No matter what I do, whether it's playing Supercard, whether it's playing the word games, whether it's doing the chill piano things that some people want me to do during the daytime, which was interesting. Also, fun fact, we have officially reached over 100 people falling to sleep to this vibe when everybody's there for the late night chill piano, whatever the heck, But I woke up that day feeling very energized. And remember, sometimes I will just abruptly just stop because I kind of forget where I am. And I can do that. I get lost in the beautiful backdrop and I just feel I'm the one playing the piano, obviously. Just in case this is the first time you've ever watched this or not. But I remember I had so much wonderful energy and I decided I was going to do the word game streams because it had been a long time. So something just felt special. And I didn't know what it was yet, but I felt like that day was important. And before anything had happened. So that was kind of neat. So we're playing the word games, and one of the word games, it's basically everyday puzzles. And one of the games in it is called Password. And it's basically a Wordle variant where you have either 5 letters or 6 letters. And what I do with the chat is everybody talks at the beginning. It's like, hey, pick a starter word, because I don't like to repeat star words. Like some streamers do that, and that's cool. That's fine. I just want to have fun and learn more words and other things and just all sorts of nonsense. Just fun. To build on whatever. It's a me thing. Like those of you know. But anyways, we had a 6-letter word, and I said, this is stinky. And I think it was me that came up with the suggestion, and the strange thing was that both the S and the Y were green, which means they're in the right spot. So if it starts with stinky, well, let's see what else we can get. So I did sloppy, because in my mind, it's like, if it's stinky and sloppy, it could be poop, but it wasn't sloppy. But there was a P in it. Only one P. There was a yellow P, and that means it had to be somewhere else. So the next thing was speedy, and that was the actual word. So stinky, sloppy, speedy. And then in my head, it's like, that sounds like a song. It sounds like a song about diarrhea, So what I did, I just improvised the song, and I felt really, really great about it. I was like, wow, this really felt good. I was just goofy. I was having fun, and it was what it was. And it was cool. And then about 10 minutes later, somebody wanted the starter word aghast, AGHAST. And I thought that was kind of cool because I was thinking a ghost as well, because for those of you that know bigedude lore, the amazing party ghost, they were in the chat for a little bit right before that. So we sang the party ghost song that day. And I only sing the party ghost song when the party ghost is in the chat, because that is cool. It's also on my Happy Today You Are Awesome album. A little self promo. Anyway. So then in my head, I was like, that's kind of a tongue twister. A ghost was aghast when a ghost gassed a ghost. Like a ghost eating a ghost and then farting out the ghost, and then the ghost is laughing and there's still two ghosts. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. And, I just made it up and I screwed it up plenty, but it was just fun and I didn't care. And it was in that moment after the second song had been finished. I was like, I feel great. These songs aren't horrible in my head. Like, I can remember them after. Like, if I don't remember a song I've written, I improvise a lot of things online. And sometimes it's like catching lightning in a bottle, and they're just perfect and perfectly imperfect. Some examples of songs that were completely improvised up until that point. The I Love Chicken song I pressed record and this was back in 2009, also on August 21st. I remember that when I hit record on that flip video camera, I did not know what that song was about. It just happened, and it was beautiful. And then another time where I've had that beautiful creative lightning in a bottle, like where everything seems to be perfect, like two other songs, and they've been very successful, which is interesting. It's so interesting. Like the I Love Pizza song, which is my most successful song, was completely improvised in front of a chat. And the chat was on Blog TV in 2011. Actually, no, 2010. Also on August 21st. And it would turn out to be, it's my most successful song. Like, it does very well every month still. It's pretty cool. And so, and another time that happened was the I Just Pooped My Pants song, because somebody basically put a poop emoji in the chat, because for the album Stream, I wanted to make an album of everything that was just improvised. But it wasn't like, it was like over the course of like a month, I want to say. And that's why it's called Stream, because everything was made up on Stream, Everybody get a cookie if you want one. They're fun. Nom, 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 nom. I'm going to get this one. It's tasty. It's not a real cookie. Okay. But anyways, I just remember somebody putting the poop emoji in the chat, and I said, I'm going to write another song about poop. I've done plenty of them. But in my mind, I remember like just something connected with everything, like everything was all the stars aligned, blah, blah, energies, blah, 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 whatever the heck. And this song in my mind was always like, it was like a kid in the backseat. You don't know if it's a boy or a girl, because who cares? Dreams that they're a rock star, and the rock star sings about pooping their pants, and then the kid poops their pants, and then the dad's like, dude, what's that smell? It's like, and then I'm just going ham the rest of it. But it was all made up, and all three of those songs have had a lot of success, which is so crazy for me, because the literal time it took to create all three of those songs was less than 10 minutes. The Bok Bok Chicken song was a minute and a half. The I Love Pizza song is about the same, and the I Just Pooped My Pants was a ballad, so it was like 4 minutes or whatever. So it was like, there was no rehearsal, it just happened, and that's what I love about the stuff that I put out there. Is like, it's just me connecting with something in that moment that just sounds like it's a real song, and I've loved being able to connect to that creativity every now and then. But on April 21st, 2025, after that second song, I was like, yeah, I was thinking, I think I'm writing an album right now. I think we're making an album. And somewhere after like the third or fourth song, I think I said, I think it's going to have 13 songs on it. And lo and behold, in a 3-hour stream that you can still see on YouTube, I probably should change the name of it. I did make a recording of just the songs that were improvised that day. But you can see how like sometimes there's some things that are added, some things that, you know, I screwed up a little bit. There's actually a couple other cool things on that stream. But, and it's from April 21st, 2025, if you're looking for during the live stream things. But anyway, like, we made 13 songs up. And in less than 3 hours, I created this album, and I felt pretty good about it. And like some of the songs were really, really fun. Some of them were silly and stupid because it was based on what was in the puzzle. And some were silly and fun because of some of the people in the chat, you know, and it's really cool. And I remember that night when I did the chill piano stream, I just remember it's like, this feels like it was really important today. And I hadn't done any of the work for the... I hadn't listened to anything. I hadn't done anything, but it felt like this was going to be really cool. And so I, on that Tuesday, the 22nd, I edited the things, and I decided I didn't want to remix or master anything. I didn't want it to sound good because, you know, I wanted it to be authentic. I wanted it to be like a chronicle of this stream, you know. And that's, for me, I'd rather like somebody else record something that I wrote and make it their own and get a writing credit for it, because, you know, that's how that would work. Or, yeah, because I would get a portion of the money for that way. So that would be cool, like down the road, if a lot of people start recording my music and releasing it, you know, cover versions or whatever. And I really want that to happen because I don't care. You know, I don't want to perform my stuff live. I'd rather other people do versions of it. And, you know, that would be so cool. I don't need to be in front of the camera anymore. I don't need to be on stage. I've had that time in my world where I've done that. I can still do it, you know, like when I go to DreamHack in a couple of weeks, I'm sure I'll end up on a stage somewhere because that's just kind of what happens. Or like a karaoke thing. It's like, I love to perform. I'm one of those people that can just do something in the moment, obviously, because we made an album in less than 3 hours. And it was really interesting what happened after Tuesday, because like I was so excited when I was working through all the stuffs and making sure the starting and ending and where to put the TikTok thing, because sometimes that is so important for a song's success, you know, because if you don't put it at a certain spot, it'll just default to the beginning, and so it won't clip the chorus or the thing that you want people to remember and stuff. So, and remember, your hopes and dreams are this little red dot that you'll see getting closer and closer. And I invite you to think about what your hopes and dreams are for this week or whatever, and all that stuff. But what happened so here's what happened. Okay. So very early in the morning technically it was probably still the 22nd, but it might have been like, you know, within the first half hour of the Wednesday, the 23rd. And I'm not bothering to look because I don't care. I had submitted everything to be approved and stuff on the album. And it was at that point where I realized, after listening to each song, I said, dude, I did all this in such a short amount of time. And I think it was starting to really realize I kind of just crashed for a couple of days. And I realized this was a really huge endeavor, but I didn't know it at the time. I was having so much fun and I was in the zone and everything. And so many of the people were just having so much fun. It was awesome. And, one of the puzzles ended in planet, and I was like, all right, everybody type your favorite planet in the chat. And then one of the cool squad members, JD, the DJ, put in Uranus because, that's his favorite planet. And obviously there's jokes in there, but I said, oh my God, brilliant. And so I improvised the song that's called My Favorite Planet is Uranus. And it's so fun, and it's one of those plays on words where, and it's kind of legit too. And anybody that's heard the song is laughed at it, which in a good way. And I've been very happy about that. But, it's just I realized, somewhere early before I went to sleep that Wednesday morning early, I was like, I am now so drained from this. I think it was there was a perfect storm that allowed me to tap into my creative energies and stuff, along with the chat, as well as the puzzles solving and some of the stuff. And it was just such a beautiful serendipitous moment. It's such a wonderful 3 hours of my life, and about 30 minutes of it, almost 30 minutes, is just music. And it'll be really neat to see how some of those songs perform in a couple of years. I think that some of them might do something, and it doesn't matter what I think or feel. It's because in my opinion, on the Happy Today You Are Awesome album, the song that I am least happy with was called the I Need a Shower song. But it's blowing up on TikTok because of a little game. And it's kind of funny because I don't hate the song. It's just long to me compared to the other stuff that's on the album. And it's weird. And it just goes to show you that I don't need to worry. I can just release stuff and let the universe do what it will with it. It doesn't matter, And I think that's what I've learned the most, is that allowing myself during these moments of hyper creativity, don't stress out about it. The same thing has happened to, I've talked about this on a stream, and probably I don't remember some of what it's been in every WhateverCast, and that's okay because I don't care. I don't need to. I can just watch it back if I want to or whatever, or you can leave it in the comments. This is the Sea of Possibilities. I invite you to choose one of the shapes that you see and just imagine what it is and what it represents to you. Today, I'm going to pick this little bug-looking thing. It's like a zodiac dragon in a Chinese zodiac festival thing. I don't know what they're called, and I hope that I corrected it. But it looks like it's dancing and going to a party to have fun, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay. I just have had more than one moment in my life where I have these moments of just hyper creativity. And for example, when the I Love Chicken song was made, that was song 5 in a half hour. I made 5 songs in a half hour in August 21st, 2009. And that was one of them. And that was kind of cool. and it was the last song. And a couple of those songs made it onto the first album. One of the other songs was Sex Ed in 60 Seconds. But it was kind of funny. And then when I was recording the second children's album, the I'm an Animal, I've been on record of saying that out of 22 songs, 5 were written in 2 hours on one day. Then I took a day off. Then I wrote 17 songs in a day. It started with 7 songs. And then, no, it started with 10 songs. And then, I can't remember. And then my buddy Johnny Ridlin was annoying me on his stream. So I just said, I can't do that. I can't watch him right now. And it happens sometimes. It's funny. It's not the first time something cool would happen because I was annoyed watching Johnny. But he's one of my best friends and I love him dearly. So it's all funny. It's all good. And I've talked to him about it, so it's okay. And then I wrote the rest of the album, 7 songs. And if you listen to the guitar stuff on the LBKTV, which stands for Little Big Kids TV, that Animal song, the I'm an Animal album, the guitar work sounds so bad in my ears. But like one of the last songs I recorded was I'm a Squirrel. And it was it does the best, you know. It's kind of funny, you know. It's like you never know what thing that you'll do will be the thing that takes off. That's always been an internet thing, a YouTube thing, and a music thing. And because of algorithms, and if just one person likes it or puts it in a TikTok that goes viral or whatever, things just happen. Like the I Just Pooped My Pants song blew up all over the place and now still gets many listens because of, a bulldozer TikTok, falling, like sliding down a hill or something, And anyways, and then I had to wait a few days, and I was really excited because the album was officially live Sunday night, a week ago Sunday, and I had planned on, doing a whole thing about it or playing it while I was doing something, and then I went to bed. I was excited. Life was cool. And then I woke up Monday the 28th, and I had one of the worst sicknesses I've ever had. For those of you, I don't need to say it, but 10 times over the course of a few hours where the gears were reversed, I'm going to say the word that looks like grommet. I'm going to say that in about 5 seconds. So if you don't like that word, just cover your ears. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I vomited like 10 times in that day. And it was like every time I'd take a nap, I'd wake up, blah, blah, blah. It was, and I hadn't been sick that I remembered like that since like pre-pandemic, and I was still teaching 2019. But, it was kind of strange because it derailed me. And I had positive derailment where I had so much amazing stuff go on. This is the 21st, 22nd. And then there was a couple of days there where I was just exhausted, and I also had to wait for the album to be live, and I didn't want to talk about it I wanted it to be special for those of the people that were there. The name of the album is actually called For All Ridiculous Times, which is fart. So I made a fart album. That was great. And then I got really sick. And then what I learned the most from the last couple of weeks is that I don't like being sick. And it was funny because like during the next day of this last Tuesday, I remember like there was a line of thunderstorms that was around. So I was really excited about, this might have been Wednesday. Whatever day it was, it doesn't matter. But I was off again. Tuesday was good. Wednesday, I was just completely off again. And it just or I lied in bed for most of the day and I just didn't feel good. But if it felt like I was cleansing myself, I don't know, whatever, dude. It's like my energies felt like they were cleaning themselves out, I guess. At least I wasn't physically sick, so that was good. But I just body was just like dead. And And, oh, there we go. That's how I know it's like been a half hour. Let me make sure I'm still recording this. Okay, good. It did that last time, too. It does that every time. That's how I know it's almost time to stop. Because I like the 33. It's a good amount of time. But the biggest things as we enter the sunflower of the digital void is that I had moments where I felt very alone when I was sick because I hadn't had that feeling in such a long time. And then, when I was looking for the thunderstorms, I took my keys out and put them on the ground or, in my back porch or whatever. It's like an enclosed thing that's locked and stuff. And I forgot that I left them there. And then the next day or later on, I don't remember, whenever I wanted to, or maybe it doesn't matter. I think I put the keys out there on Tuesday. That's when the front went through. And then I was looking for my keys Wednesday and I couldn't find them for 50 minutes. And it was like, that doesn't normally happen. And I think part of it was because I was still not feeling well, or I was really taken out of my element. And sometimes that happens to everybody. We have bouts of creative amazingness, and then there's a recharge or recovery, and then there's times where we have the opposite, like very, very bad feelings, like a sickness thing, where it's temporary, but like everything is getting out of you, but it's not like creative, That's the connection I was trying to make. And after both experiences, on the 21st and the 28th, I was emotionally and physically drained for a few days. It was very, very interesting. And it's neat how sometimes when my brain or body needs to get rid of something, it just finds a way to do it. And I am gonna end this now saying that every day is a beautiful gift. And I'm thankful to have the ability to create music the way that I do. I don't need it to be perfect. I just want to have fun. But I love you all. Everybody, this has been another WhateverCast. My name is bigedude, and I love you long time. And I'm just going to end this with this chord. Be good. See you soon. Love you. Tell me what you want me to talk about. Okay, bye.